Welcome back to the Daily Dialogue. I'm Alex, and as always, I'm here with Sophia. Today, we're going to help you master one of the most useful skills in any language, talking about your daily routine.
Hi Alex. You know, it sounds simple, right? I wake up, I eat, I go to work. But when people actually try to describe their day in English, they often get stuck. They sound like a list of instructions for a washing machine.
Exactly. Step 1, open eyes. Step 2, drink coffee. It's very robotic. Today, we want to show you how to add connectors and adverbs of frequency to make your story sound like a real human life, not a manual.
Connectors are the glue of the language. Instead of 5 short sentences, you can make 2 smooth ones. For example, instead of saying I wake up, I brush my teeth, try saying, first, I wake up, and then I brush my teeth. That small word then makes a huge difference.
It really does. And let's talk about the morning struggle. Most people at a beginner level know the word wake up, but they don't know the difference between wake up and get up.
Oh, that's a classic. I always tell my students, wake up is when your eyes open. Get up is when your feet actually hit the floor. For me, there is usually a 20-minute gap between those two things while I check my phone.
I think for most of us, that gap is getting longer every year. So, a natural sentence would be, I wake up at 7 a.m., but I usually stay in bed for a while and get up at 7:20. See? That's a B1 level sentence made of A1 words.
Perfect. And then comes the coffee. Or tea? Are you a coffee person, Alex?
I am a coffee addict, Sophia. I can't function without it. A great phrase for beginners here is, I can't start my day without. It sounds so much more native than just saying, I drink coffee. It shows your personality.
I can't start my day without a double espresso. I love it. And what about breakfast? Some people grab a quick bite and some people sit down for a full meal.
Grab a quick bite, that is a high-level idiom that is actually very easy to use. It just means to eat something small and fast because you are busy. I usually grab a quick bite, maybe a piece of toast, before I head out.
Head out, another great one. It just means to leave the house. You see, Alex, we are already moving away from the school English. Instead of I go to work, we say I head out to work around 8:30.
And how do you get there? This is where beginners can practice their prepositions. I go by bus, I go by car, but, and this is a tricky one, I go on foot if you walk.
Or, if you're like me and you work from home, you just walk to your desk in your pajamas. Laughs. But even for people who work from home, the commute is replaced by getting into the zone.
The zone, the state of focus. Talking about your day isn't just about physical movements, it's about your habits. Do you check your emails first thing? Do you have a to-do list?
I'm a list person. I like to check off my tasks. It gives me a sense of achievement. But we should probably talk about the midday slump, Alex. That moment after lunch when everyone feels a bit tired.
The post-lunch dip. Laughs. We definitely need to cover the afternoon, the evening, and how to wind down before bed.
We'll do all of that in part 2, plus we will talk about how to describe your weekends, which are hopefully very different from your weekdays.
I hope so too. We got Sophia out of bed and into her zone. Now, let's talk about the bulk of the day, the workday. For beginners, this is a great chance to use the phrase, I spend most of my time.
That's a lifesaver. Instead of listing every single task, you can say, I spend most of my time in meetings, or I spend most of my time answering emails. It gives a general idea of your day without being too complicated.
Exactly. And then comes the best part of the day, lunch break. In English, we don't just eat lunch. We often take a break or go out for lunch.
Or, if you're trying to save money, you bring a packed lunch from home. I used to do that every day. I'd sit in the park if the weather was nice. It's a great way to get some fresh air before heading back to the office.
Get some fresh air, that's a classic English phrase. It's so much more natural than saying, I go outside. And then, after lunch, we have the afternoon slump we mentioned. How do you survive it, Sophia? Do you drink more coffee?
Oh, definitely. I usually have a second cup around 3 p.m. It helps me power through the rest of the day. Power through is a great phrasal verb for beginners. It means to continue doing something difficult or tiring until it's finished.
I need some caffeine to power through these reports. Perfect. And then, finally, it's 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. It's time to call it a day.
Call it a day. I love that idiom. It just means to decide to stop working for the day. It's 6 o'clock, let's call it a day and go home. But for many people, the day doesn't end at work. They have to run errands.
Run errands, another must-know phrase. Buying groceries, going to the bank, picking up the dry cleaning. My day feels like one long errand sometimes. But once you finally get home, what's your routine, Sophia?
I like to unwind. This is a beautiful word. It's like a ball of string that is too tight, and you slowly let it go. I unwind by cooking dinner or watching a show. Some people like to hit the gym after work, but I prefer a quiet evening.
Hit the gym, very native. It just means to go to the gym. And then, there's the final part, bedtime. Beginners often say, I go to sleep, but we usually say, I go to bed first.
Right. Because you can go to bed at 10 p.m. but not actually fall asleep until 11 p.m. because you're scrolling through TikTok. A natural way to say it is, I usually head to bed around 11, and I'm out like a light in 10 minutes.
Out like a light, that means you fall asleep very quickly. I wish I had that superpower. So, let's look at the structure we've built for our listeners. We have connectors, first, then, after that, phrasal verbs, wake up, get up, head out, power through, and natural idioms, grab a bite, call it a day, out like a light.
If you use just 3 or 4 of these phrases, you will sound 50% more fluent immediately. You aren't just saying words, you're telling a story. And that's what language is for.
Exactly. So, here's a challenge for our listeners, try to describe your day out loud right now. Don't worry about being perfect. Just try to use then and after that.
And if your day is boring, that's okay. Most of our days are boring. Laughs. The goal is to practice the English, not to have an action movie life.
Very true. Well, Sophia, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. I'm ready to call it a day myself.
Me too, Alex. Thanks for the daily talk. It was very useful.
My pleasure. And thank you to everyone listening. We hope this helps you talk about your life with more confidence.
See you in the next episode of the Daily Dialogue. Stay routine, stay fluent.
Bye everyone.
Bye.